Welcome to Spotlight on Lakewood. I'm Mayor Adam Paul, and today we're continuing our series on how it works. And we're out in the community at our City of Lakewood shops over off 8th and Quail, and we're visiting the Fleet Maintenance Division. I'm joined here today by Ramon Montoya and Nina Hofford. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me out here.
Sure, our pleasure.
Yeah, so there's many important aspects to running a city, and people interface with some departments every day, but this is actually an area where folks might not know or might not see what you do day in and day out, but it's critically important to the functionality of the city. So talk to us about what you do here.
Well, we do three major things in the fleet management division, and this is typical of most any public sector fleet management division anywhere. You know, Jefferson County, City and County of Denver, City of Arvada, all these cities have organizations that are not unlike this. So we do three things. One is we manage a vehicle replacement fund and a vehicle replacement system where we'll replace all the vehicles on certain parameters, which we can talk about in a minute. And we also have a large fueling facility. We fuel all the city vehicles as well as we fuel Jefferson County schools, some of their central facility, and Green Mountain Water and Sanitation. So that's 700,000 gallons a year come out of these 5 underground tanks here on Quail Street. So that's a big piece of our operation. And the other piece is we manage this maintenance facility here.
So what types of vehicles are included in the city's fleet, and how large is the fleet?
Well, we have a little over 600 vehicles and equipment, and that includes police cars, the ones that are very visible, and undercover police cars, a lot of pickup trucks, dump trucks, those kind of trucks that push snow plows, street sweepers, all of those, animal control.
Lakewood rides, it looks like.
Lakewood rides, buses, those are a big piece of our repair operation. Our mechanics have to be very versatile in what they repair. Technically, they're supposed to be able to repair anything that comes in the door. The truth is that they do specialize. We have one guy that specializes in buses and another guy that specializes in street sweepers, and someone else that is really good at police car installs, making an empty police car a real police car. Yeah.
So it's fair to say this facility touches probably all those vehicles in some form or another.
Yes, we try to see things at least once a year, even if the lower utilized vehicles, we'll want to see them once a year for safety reasons. We'll have to do a safety check on them.
So with over 600 vehicles, I'm sure that we have some sort of replacement schedule, and they're probably on all different levels. How does that work?
Right. Each class of vehicle, let's say a police sedan, a patrol sedan is a class of vehicle, we will assign that an expected life. And for a police vehicle, it's 120,000 miles. We hope to get that much out of it. Now, that's a target, and we might vary that depending on if it's idles a lot, and a lot of police cars will idle a lot, and they say 35 miles for every hour of idling.
Is that right?
So that can add up and add a lot of engine wear to a police car. So 120,000 miles is really as much as we want to stretch that one. Other ones we try to get 120,000 miles out of, but if we've done a lot of unusual repairs on it, we might consider replacing that early. What we're trying to do is balance repairs and replacement and not keep a vehicle so long that we're spending so much money repairing it, but keep it just the right amount of time. And that's the art and skill of fleet management.
The art and skill, absolutely, and it really benefits the taxpayers to have a professional group like you in the shop doing that to make sure we maximize their dollars.
Right, and this is why fleet managers all over the country are hired to do that very thing, because it can quickly get out of control.
Right. So the shop is ASE Blue certified. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, that's a process that each of the mechanics has to participate in. They each get certified in at least one of the different categories, and the categories are everything from whether it's a school bus or a light vehicle, a truck, snowplow. So there's several different categories, and each mechanic has to be certified in at least one. Most of ours are certified in multiple categories, and in fact across, it might be the engines on a school bus and then different components of different equipment on different types of vehicles. So yeah, it's a very tough thing to do. They put in a lot of time and effort, and they have to pass tests, and it's a pretty rigorous process.
So when folks go into their repair shops, they probably see that placard or picture on the wall, and,
Yes.
and our folks are the same and qualified in that
Absolutely.
category.
Right.
Yep. So one thing that we probably see the most visibility is in the winter time, when we see the snow plows out on the street. How does this division integrate with snow removal?
Yeah, great question. And pretty much any time you see a plow on the street, that means that we have 2 mechanics in here. Our total function is support. So whether it's a beacon that's gone out or a plow that's messing up in some way, the hydraulics aren't quite working the way they're supposed to, our guys are here in standby mode and making sure that everything stays functional. Our goal is to keep every plow out there and functional during the storm.
So during storms, would you say this shop's open 24/7?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. And now for our viewers, they probably know, and you know all too well, we just had a hailstorm come through the city of Lakewood, and I think we experienced some severe damage as well.
We did. We had, I think the last count was 187 vehicles damaged from the hailstorm. Some of those were fairly severe and some of them not so severe, but that's the number that we're working with right now. And it's been hard because it's been added work, and that's the same as everyone in the city that has to deal with the hailstorm. For us, the day after the hailstorm, we had vehicles coming in here just lined up in the shop, getting glass, getting new windshields, getting new mirrors that were broken out. So that was our first time seeing them. And then the insurance company had to come in and see each one of those. And then we had to look at each one of them to try to determine how to repair it. And we're not done yet. We did repair a number of them with a paintless dent repair organization that was on site here. And so that took care of some of them, and we still have quite a few to go to get all repaired or replaced, depending on the best decision for the city.
And when you're dealing with vehicles that need to be on the road, like the police vehicles, you don't really have time for the adjusters to come out and say, you can do this or you can't. We had to jump in and make sure that they were roadworthy right away.
Right. Yeah, and we did that. Most of them were roadworthy. And it was just the windshield that needed to be replaced.
Okay.
And so you'll still see a lot of damaged vehicles out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm here to do a little bit of work, and I think, Ramon, are you going to show me how to change a light?
Well, I think what we're going to do is line you up with a truck here that needs to have a beacon replaced, one of the common repairs that we do during a snowstorm. And this one, fortunately, will be simply the beacon, and we'll get it off and replace it and be good to go.
All right, well, here we go. All right, so here we are on top of a dump truck, and we are actually going to do some work here. It looks like we have a strobe light that is broken from our recent hailstorm. And I'm joined by Jordan, who's one of our fleet mechanics. He's going to show me how we get this done. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. It's nice to see you.
So basically, we got one of these beacon lens. It was broke from the hail that we had back in, what was that, May?
Yep.
May. And so we're just gonna replace the lens with a new one.
Okay.
And so what we got is we got 4 screws. There's one here, one on the back side, and this kind of moves around too. So.
Great. So let's make sure I got my drill going backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little grommet on that.
Yeah, hold on to
Thank
it.
you.
Then it should just pop off.
There we go. And I'm sure.
It's broken.
Yep, there it is. So this is kind of a minor repair, but I'm sure you see a lot of this.
We've had them, hitting trees from, anything. They get knocked loose. Sometimes the wires go bad. All kinds of damages occur.
And Jordan, when you, being a mechanic here, so you do everything from just light replacement to
Right.
heavy mechanical work,
Yeah.
right?
I got a big old truck torn apart over there, the whole front end of it.
And while you're working on your side, I'll get going on mine. All right, there we go.
It's just that easy.
There we go, roadworthy again. Let's get this sucker back out on the streets.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, that was exciting.
Yes, sir.
Ramon, thank you for having us out here today.
Our pleasure.
And
Thank you very
I'm going to just let our viewers know Ramon's a resident of Lakewood, but he's also a former mayor. Served a couple terms up in Red Cliff, Colorado. So we're excited to have you here. And Nina, thank you very much.
Yep,
And
pleasure.
one of the wonderful things I've noticed is we have great employees who stay here a long time. And Nina, I'm going to embarrass her, but she's been here 34 years.
Right.
Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Spotlight on Lakewood. It's important to really get out and understand the many different facets of local government and the services that we provide to help serve you and make Lakewood the best community it can be. So when you're out and about and you see a snowplow or you see one of our police cars or a street sweeper, remember that this is where the rubber meets the road. Thank you again, and remember, together we'll do great things.